In this week's episode, we're going to be diving into one of the most important subjects when relocating, and that is getting official in the UAE. Your visa, your Emirates ID, your business registration, they are all key to unlocking life here in the UAE. And without them, you can't rent a home, you can't get a bank account, you can't even open a mobile phone contract. I'll walk you through the exact process I used, what it costs, and what it takes to do this right, and more importantly, who to use to do that for you. And in my case, I work with a company based in Dubai called Emirates Business Setup by the Chris Elliott Group. So first things first, you need to choose your visa route. And there are 4 main routes to getting a visa in the UAE. And those are employment visa, freelance visa, investor or business owner, or golden visa. Fairly self-explanatory. Employment visa says exactly what it is. Your employer sponsors you. A freelance visa is ideal for independence. An investor or a business visa is of course linked to your company. And a golden visa is a long-term residency option for property owners and investors. Of course, the golden visa is not for everybody, but it does make sense if you're looking to stay here and commit long-term. In our case, we've sponsored ourselves through my company that I registered and set up in Dubai. And for most families coming out here, the most simplest and straightforward route will be to have your company sponsor you if you're coming here for a job, or if you're coming here to work remotely for yourself, set your own company up, and through your own company, you can then sponsor your family. And one little tip, whatever Emirate issues your Emirates ID, be sure to do most of your admin, if not all of it, in that issuing Emirate. If you don't, like I did in my case, live in Abu Dhabi, business registered in Dubai, it did cause a few administrative hurdles that I would highly recommend not repeating. And here's the thing about setting up your business and getting official in the UAE. Yes, you could absolutely DIY it. You could go ahead and try and figure this out yourself. But honestly, it's just not worth the hassle. If you value your time, your stress, and your ever degrading hairline, like mine, I would honestly suggest not doing it. You will come across hurdles. There are so many moving parts. Get an expert, do what I did, hire someone to do the heavy lifting. Emirates Business Setup, they're the people you want to work with. EBS, who I've already mentioned, was super slick and professional. They genuinely took out the aggro for me. And the team based in Dubai handled everything on my behalf. My company registration and trade license, family visas, Emirates ID, document attestation, office space compliance, banking setup. My total setup costs for this journey have been about 54,000 dirhams, plus another 10,000 per year for ongoing responsibilities and advice. And there are loads of business setup consultants. I came across at least a dozen, and I actually filtered it down to 3. I then contacted each of those companies. I got quotes from each of those companies. I discussed my ambitions and goals with this company. And then from that, I looked at the overall, who do I feel the most connection to? Who do I trust the most? And it actually wasn't based on price. I didn't go for the cheapest. I didn't go for the most expensive. I went for the one that I trusted. And in this case, it was Emirates Business Setup. If you're currently sat where I was about 12 months ago, considering how this move was going to happen, what that move would look like and who I could get to help me, then let me make this really easy for you. In the description, there's a link to Emirates Business Setup. If you speak to them, no obligation whatsoever, and you like them as I did, and you feel like you can trust them as I do, then you will get a discount. So that discount far outweighs the cost of my guide. So take it from me. I've worked with them, I've used them, they've helped me move here successfully. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Just go with somebody, and somebody that you know works. Your Emirates ID is like a credit card. It has a little chip, and it's the key to everything in the UAE. And you'll need your Emirates ID for almost everything. Renting, schools, medical, phone contracts, you name it, without it, you simply won't get it. Something I highly recommend, and something you will probably do anyway, is come out here ahead of your actual planned move. We came out here in April of this year, and the reason was to do the visas for me, to start my Emirates ID process, and to finalise all the business registration. Not only that, it enabled us to look at the area, narrow down our choice of school, as I've covered before in previous videos. It just gives you that chance to go and have a proper recce of the area. Understand, is that the right district you want to be based in? Do you even want to live in Dubai or Abu Dhabi in our case? Giving yourself that chance to have that insight is going to be really crucial in making good, informed decisions. And that time period can take 2 to 3 weeks depending on how slick things are. And here's what that trip in April looked like for us. Business setup and license, about a week. Entry permits, 2 to 5 days. Medical and biometrics, because we booked in advance, that was like a day or 2, in fact. Now the visa stamping and Emirates ID, that took about 2 weeks. So again, from start to finish, it's about 2 to 3 weeks, give or take. In my case, I made a bit of a boo-boo, I must admit. I booked our trip not knowing that Ramadan was at the same time, which meant some public offices and official offices had reduced hours, so actually we had to extend our trip by a little bit longer, so there was some additional cost, but that's totally on me. So a quick cost recap. So in my case, it was 54,000 dirhams, and that covered everything previously mentioned. Business setup, registration, all in, including of course the medical and the biometrics. But remember, everybody's different depending on family size and business setup and arrangements that you plan to make when you get over here. So just bear that in mind, but as a guide, that's my cost, 54,000 dirhams. Now let's talk about the UAE Pass. I've mentioned it briefly a minute ago. So the UAE Pass is your gateway to everything here in the UAE. It's a digital ID that allows you to log into government and private services with one official password, Face ID as well. Now I actually set mine up whilst we were still in the UK, and I did that in early April. You can register with your passport and your current phone number from your home country and then get basic access to the UAE Pass. And then of course, once you arrive here and you get official, you can become fully registered. You'll need the UAE Pass for tenancy agreements, for setting up utilities, even for phone contracts and for school fees. Set it up early, get used to the software, no brainer. And to wrap up, my golden rules are as follows. Do major processes in the emirate that issued your Emirates ID. And please, if you value your time, don't try and do the whole business setup and visa process yourself. Just use a setup company. It's what they do. Please, just do the right thing. You don't have to use the company I work with. Go with whoever you feel is the right fit. But honestly, you will thank me later. And I would definitely recommend taking a pre-move trip if you can fit it in. It will save you a lot of aggro down the line. And not only that, you will learn so much from that trip. And keep digital copies of everything. And make sure those files are ideally under 2 megabyte in a PDF format. Because some of the platforms, certainly the banking ones, and some of the stuff to do with the visa process, if I uploaded it in anything above 2 meg, it seemed to kick it out. So just bear that in mind. And of course, keep paper copies of everything too. And finally, set your UAE Pass up with the basic access using your passport and your phone number in your home country. It lets you get familiar with the tech, and then when you get over to the UAE and you register officially, it becomes so much easier to navigate. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, honestly, any questions whatsoever, please drop a comment. I really don't mind. Until then, I'll see you next week.